Hi, I'm David from Outdoor World Direct. Today I'm up at Vango's headquarters and I'm taking a look at some of their new tents for 2025. First up, we've got the Vango Sherwood 600xl Airbeam family tent. So let's take a look at this tent and some of the great features it has to offer. So the Sherwood 6, first of all, it weighs 46 kilos. It's got a fabric of 150 denier polyester with a ripstop finish. So it's a really nice quality middleweight fabric. It's in the middle of the range, so it's better than some of the entry-level products, and it's not quite to the same spec as something like an Anantara, but it fits a nice gap in the middle and it really hits a really good price point too. It's a 6-man tent, so it'll sleep up to 6 people in here. It's probably more comfortable for 4. It has a 3-zone design with this large porch, a sewn-in ground sheet to the middle, and the midnight bedrooms to the rear. So with the Sherwood, you get tons of features that really do give it a good price point for the amount of features that you're getting. So first of all, we've got a fully Airbeam design. So each beam is individually inflated. That gives you a pitching time of roughly 15 minutes. The first time you pitch this, it's probably going to take you half an hour to get it done properly. You also have a fiberglass pole over the side entry here. So this is the side entry into the porch. Obviously we've got a waterproof door here, and also you have a mesh window within that door to get some airflow into that space. You also have very versatile front doors. So there's 2 doors that actually come down and meet in the middle. These can be used as king poles, so you can create a canopy to the front, or obviously you can have one door open and one door closed. This open porch is just a really nice space to the front. You've also got a window to the far side, and that is backed by a toggled privacy curtain. So even in this front porch space, you can make the space quite private if you want, with the different curtains that are available. So some will be toggled, some may be zipped, and there's also, don't forget, a mesh curtain to the side here, which really adds some airflow into this space. A lot of people kind of use this porch space as like a wet room, we call it, where you're going to put things like boots, storage of cooking equipment, that kind of thing out of the way, and it just keeps a nice tidy living space to the middle of the tent. So taking a look at the inside of the tent now, the first thing you'll notice is you've got a large dividing panel between the porch and the interior living space. Now this interior living space has a fully sewn in ground sheet all the way through, which carries under the bedroom. So it's sealed to the drafts and it's sealed to bugs. There's only one little part where the ground sheet's not sealed, and it's just where it meets the door here. So to the front we have a drop down ground sheet door. Now the drop down ground sheet door is ideal if you've got young children, prams or wheelchairs, because it's not going to provide a barrier to access. So sometimes you'll get with tents where they've got a step over D door. With this, the ground sheet's going to lie flat, but it's the only point where the ground sheet is not sewn in to the rest of the tent. So if you had this door closed, the ground sheet will toggle up either side to create a barrier, so that will stop the drafts. But determined bugs could still find a route in through there, so it's quite an important thing to note, is that it's not sewn in just on this doorway. Secondly, you have a mesh window to the front, and obviously you've got the large door here which we've opened. This is again backed by a large mesh curtain. So if you're on a hot day and it's quite warm in here because it's a polyester tent, you can open the front and you can get these mesh windows open and have some really nice airflow into here to cool it down. So if you've got pets, or obviously young children, you don't want them to be too warm, you've got plenty of mesh flow, and the side door will have a mesh panel on it as well. So carrying on with the inside of the tent now, you've got a mix here of privacy curtains that are either zipped or toggled. So the mesh windows to the front have got toggled privacy curtains, and over the side on the PVC windows, you've got zipped curtains, which obviously fold down. The only part they don't cover is the skylights. The skylights let lots of nice, light, airy feeling to the tent during the day, and obviously make it feel more expansive and make it feel bigger. The tent is actually a 440 centimetre width, so it's a really good width. You'll get 2 types of 6-man tent. They'll either be 380 centimetres or they'll be 440. This is a wider 6-man tent, so it's a much more spacious tent than something further down the range, like a Savannah, which is only 380 centimetres wide. So some other things that are quite useful in this tent, you can get a universal inner. This is an optional extra. The tent sleeps up to 6 people, but in this space here, you can clip in a universal inner for an additional 2-person space. This is quite useful if you've got guests, so you just want a bit more sleeping space. Essentially, it just clips into the ground sheet. The carpet actually has a hole where it clips in, and it clips just under the beams, and then it clips up to the top here to the colour-coded toggles. It also makes use of the sky track, which is up here. So this is useful for lighting, and it's useful for hanging the bedroom. You've got two sky tracks in here. You've got one here and you've got one on the other side just by the bedroom. You'll notice the vents are now internal on all the Vango tents, so they're zipped internally. So if it is raining, you may have to zip those up just to stop water ingress, but you don't have to go outside the tent to close them as you used to do if you wanted to close the vents. I'm more of a fan of leaving vents open personally because it just gets lots of airflow into the tent. The last couple of features to take a look at. First of all, we've got tension band system throughout. Anybody familiar with Vango tents will know that their tension band system is in most of their family and adventure tents. Essentially, if you're caught in windy conditions, the idea of this is that you've got a strap either side of each beam and it just comes up and clips into the toggles up here to create a triangular structure. Inside winds, this is going to create more of a bracing structure, so it's going to be stronger. After that, we move to the bedrooms and we've got the midnight bedrooms. So again, this is one large bedroom. So you could have it as a 6-person configuration, or you can change the configurations using the zipped dividers. Here is the largest sleeping space, and then you've got a couple of smaller ones to either side. And as I mentioned, you can configure them how you wish using the internal zip dividers. It's important to note it's not a blackout bedroom like some of the ones on the market. It's actually a midnight bedroom, so it's the darkest bedroom that Vango offer, but it won't completely eliminate all the early morning light. So I think the Vango Sherwood 600 is going to be a real winner for Vango. I think it's a real nice price point for a start, and it's right in the middle of the collections. So it gives somebody who doesn't want an entry-level tent more quality without having to go all the way up to the top to an Anantara. There's some great features in this tent for the price it's at. You've got the 150 ripstop embossed fabric, which is a really nice quality fabric. You've got storm straps to the front and rear. You've got a free zone design. You've got a large 6-person sleeping compartment to the rear. You've got multiple access points anywhere in the tent. So there's a front and side entry into the porch. You've got side entry into the living space as well. It's just a really versatile design of tent, and it's tried and tested. When this was in the Illusion design, under the Illusion name should I say, it was really popular and it's one of the best selling tents. So it's nice to see it's come back with a new fabric, slightly lighter in weight, weighing 46 kilos. This is perfect for your family that, you know, as I said, don't want an entry-level tent and want a bit more quality and lifetime out of their tent, because it will give you that. It's got a fully sewn in ground sheet. You've got tons of mesh in there for when it's a hot day, which will help get some airflow in. It'll also help negate the effects of condensation as well, which you do get with some of these Airbeam designs. There's some optional extras available for the tent. First of all, you have a carpet which goes in the living space. You may have seen it throughout the video. You can also get a universal inner to put in the living space to add another 2-person inner. And obviously there's the footprint to go underneath, which protects the sewn-in ground sheet from accidental damage. Also, the footprint I think is the most important accessory because it allows you to pack the tent away clean and dry at the end of your camping trip. Thanks for watching the video today. If you've got any questions, please do drop them in the comments box.